Welcome everyone to Neverwinter on PC. My name is Reiner and today I'm going to talk about Mod 13. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, and if you would like to see more informational videos about Neverwinter, hit the subscribe button. So, the Mod 13 has hit preview and I've been playing it a bit, and it's a pretty big update. Also, if you see the patch notes, I will put a link in the description to it. It's a lot. I'm not going to discuss everything from the patch notes because it would just be too much. I'm going to pick the most important parts out of it, and we're going to talk about that. First, the first thing that really is big in here is a new area. The new area is called Omu, or it's called Lost City of Omu, and it's basically the same thing as Star. So Star is the old jungle of Chult. The Lost City of Omu has hunts. It has a new King of Spines, heroic encounter called Tyrant. There's patrol quests again that give all new rings. The hunts also give new rings. There's lots of new gear from the hunts. So that's basically, it's the same as the other one, only that you actually spawn at the Camp Vengeance ish place. I'm not going to go to that place now, because I will do that in another video where I will explain the detailed stuff in there. But what I can say about it is that the XP gain seems to be really crazy. I've been in there for about I think maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours, and I've overleveled 3 times, and as you can see I'm also almost overleveled again, which I will get back on the XP gain stuff, because there also some changes have been done. There also is a new trial called Cradle of the Death God, but and it also rewards Seal of the Brave and other items. But that it rewards Seal of the Brave is a very nice thing, because it gives you another source of these. I haven't done this trial yet because you have to progress in the new campaign. I'll show you the campaign real quick. It's basically on top of the jungles of Chult. So down here is the jungles of Chult that most of you will know, and it's the same thing again. So this is really the Chult update 2.0. You have the hunts again that you can unlock. You have a weekly haul again that I've already filled. It's really quick to fill this again. You have the upgrades of your Lost Idol cap. So you can also increase this cap to 175 by doing these middle tasks. And this task will unlock the trial. And it also unlocks some items in the campaign store. At the right you have the new boons. I think I will discuss the boons in the video dedicated on this Omu map. It doesn't look really like this is all complete yet, but again I will talk about that later. So Omu is the one big thing that has been added, but there have been some other big changes. One is some changes in the inventory. Don't look at this. This is still from the giveaway, by the way. If people are watching that were in the giveaway, please contact me. I need to get rid of this stuff, and I want to give you some time to get that. Anyway, there used to be a VIP tab here and it's gone. Maybe it's because I don't have VIP on preview. There's also no VIP button here anymore. I remember that it was always there. So, but yeah, that's a small thing. One thing that I was looking forward to is the fashion tab. So all of your fashion items now come in this new small bag. It's only 24 items big. I was actually expecting a lot more from this. This is just a tiny extra bag for fashion items. I was expecting to have a full wardrobe where you can preview stuff, where you can preview fashion that you don't have yet. More space than this. This is still very basic. I hope that they will improve upon this, but I don't know yet. I don't know what they will do with this. I fear that it's going to be like this, and this is a little bit of a letdown. I was hoping more. I don't have items from overflow back right now, but if you have items in your overflow, you can also drag them onto one of these tabs now. It's a small improvement. I don't have much to do with that, but yeah, it's a possibility. One thing that I do really like is the option to protect items. So you can choose, for instance, this, and you can mark it as protected. This means that this item can never be deleted. So you cannot discard it. If I drag it here, it doesn't. It says you cannot discard this item. For this item, I can. This one I cannot. If I go to a store, probably I can sell it here. Can I sell this one here? This item cannot be sold. Okay. This is because it's a press word. Cannot sell, yeah. So if I cannot mark this as protected, why not? Okay, whatever. Let's just take these. It's better to show with this. So this one is now protected. So I cannot discard it. It will say it's not okay. If I remove the protection, I can. No. Yeah, that's another thing. So if you have a protected, you can also not convert it to refinement points. If you go to this option and you try to add it, it will say, no way, Jose. Also, now I can show it probably because this is something you can sell, but it will not let me. This item cannot be sold. So, this works. I did find one thing that I do not like, and maybe the devs can fix that. If you have a full stack and you get one extra because of overflow, if you get another one, the next stack that you get will not have this protection directly. That's something that I would like to have added, because it's a bit annoying if you have a full stack and then the next stack that begins can be refined all of a sudden again. That's not what we want. Also, smaller things, but I like it. Information. You can now see the cap of refinement points. I thought it was 100 million, but I stand corrected. It's 50 million. It's also true for the trade bars. It will now state the maximum. For some reason it says 0, but it's 20,000. I saw it at 20,000 before. I don't know why it's bugged out now. But anyway, more information always good. That's so far the inventory changes. Everything else is the same. Next up, loadouts have received a nice update. First of all, companions are remembered now. So I have two loadouts here. Your active companions are remembered, so if you have different active companions, also your equipped items are remembered. So if I go to this one here, I have this item. If I go to my other loadout, you can see it disappears. Also, this active companion disappears. This companion is now summoned. And if I change back, This one will be added again, and also this one will be summoned. Very nice. I guess the bonding runestones are also remembered. Do I have something here? I cannot add anything. But I guess these are working just the same as these ones. So that's the companions. Other than that, also the mounts are... some of the things are remembered here. Oh yeah, one of the things, it's not complete yet because your enchantments still do not change automatically. So you can only change full items here. I guess that's because of the gold cost. I guess they don't want to add the fact that if you change loadout that it will cost you gold. That would bring complications. If you don't have enough gold, what would happen? It would fail. It's annoying, etc. For the mounts, it will remember which mount you have selected. So if I change it, I didn't change it. Let's select something else here. See, it changes back. Also the equip power will change with the loadout, and also this. So you can see everything changes. In the stable, also your active mounts are remembered. So if I change it, this will change. And also you can see here the insignias, they also can be changed. So actually in the mount section you can pretty much do everything, which is great. So yeah, these things are added to the loadouts. Next up, there are some new, as I said, some new items, some new gear, some new rings, but there are also new weapons, and they have actually a higher item level than the current weapons, which go up to item level 480. You have weapons that go up to 500, and you can actually upgrade them, exalt them to 520. As I said, I've been in the new area for a little bit, and what I can see is that the new weapons are relatively easy to get. At least two of the sets. If we go to here, so we have 4 new weapon sets. The Pioneer, and you can get these by grinding in the Omu map. So if you do quests, you'll get Omen Treasures. You also get Omen Treasures from the person that's standing next to the Merchant Prince. She will give you all the same quests that the Merchant Prince gives for the Soenstar River. Is just she's a copy of him, but for Omu, for the Lost City of Omu. So here's the Merchant Prince, and this is Ekene Afa, and she will give you the patrols, the daily trials. It's exactly the same as you remember it from the jungles of Chult. So for instance, the daily stuff, it gives you 100 of these what's it called here? The Omen Treasures. And for the offhand you need 1500, and for the main hand you need 2500. I can actually show you that if we go to here, the Chult store. As you can see, I already have 863 of these, and as you can see here, the offhand 1500. So I can actually grind this offhand in a day. This main hand maybe 2 days. So in 3 days I could have this whole set, which is insane when it comes to weapons, to be honest. I don't have them yet. I will get them later, and I will show you how the upgrade works. I guess there's no special marks here, so it's pretty easy. You can also see there's 2 other items here. We get new pants and shirts. So if MOD13 comes out and you still don't have the Chult Merchant shirts and pants, don't fear. You can buy level 500 shirts and pants here. And well, yeah, they're higher item level, so that's always good. The equip bonuses, movement for health missing, not that great. Daily powers do 3% more damage. Maybe nice for some classes that do a lot of dailies. But yeah, I guess the divine devoted cleric does a lot of dailies, but they're not really there for doing damage. So I don't really know. The equip bonuses are not that great. But yeah, the stats are a little bit higher again, and the item level is higher. So if you're going for item level, go for it. Other than that, you can also trade in the new treasures that you get. So the same as the Exhalting treasures, the same as the totems. So your weekly haul, you can change them for 100 treasures. It's basically the same as this. It's really almost a copy. So that's the first set. So these are very easy to get, as I said. And these normal main hand is level 500, and you can see the weapon damage goes up a bit, your stats go up a bit, and these easy to get items are actually very nice if you frequently run dungeons. Because if you see in the equip bonus, if you have both of them, in a party of 5, which you always have in a dungeon, you get 1,000 stat points for 5 of your stats. Power, defense, recovery, critical strike, and armor penetration. Which is absolutely crazy, in my opinion. If you're running solo, it's not that great, because you only get 200 power. The offhand also a little bit more damage for the Hunter Ranger, of course. Other than that, yeah, these are easy and great for running dungeons. The second set that we have is the Pilgrim Weapons, and these are actually just like the Pilgrim armor. You can get them if you make a purchase in the Zen store. You get the primary weapon when you buy the Exhalting Tiger Companion, which I guess will raise your, what was it again? Your Lost Idol game, just like the Exhalting Hunter. And the secondary weapon you will get if you buy the 20 or 50 key pack in the Zen store. So this is just Zen purchase. These two have set damage and outgoing healing per 1% per enemy that you have at the start of combat. If only one enemy, you get 5% for 1 minute. So for bosses you get 5% bonus damage for 1 minute. It's decent. I guess it's better than the Pioneer weapons if you're soloing. But in a dungeon, the Pioneer weapons are better in my opinion. The third weapon set is the Primal. And these ones you can buy with Seals of the Brave. They're actually also not that expensive if you run Tomb of Nine Gods a lot. Before MOD13 comes out, save some of your seals. They're 750 Seals of the Brave each. And they give, of course, another different set bonus. So they say if you hit or healed for more than 10% of your maximum hit points in a single blow, which happens all the time. I don't know if it also works on self-healing, but it might. Your damage and outgoing healing will be increased by 10% for 10 seconds, which is pretty much. This could actually beat relic weapons by quite a bit. if this doesn't have a cooldown. It doesn't say it has a cooldown. Typically things have. If it doesn't, this is 10% bonus damage forever, which would definitely make this best in slot. If you are hit or healed for more than 10%. Some DPS classes are not really hit that much. But once again, if you get hit every 10 seconds at least once on a squishy class, you will definitely lose more than 10% of your hit points. I think these are going to be very, very much used. And once again, the Seals of the Brave says it has a cap of 400 per week. It doesn't. So you can get these probably in 2 weeks. I think the cap is about 800 or something. So in 2 weeks you could get these. If you save up Seals of the Brave before the mod 13 comes out, you could get them the day after they come out. It's that easy. So that's the third set. We already talked about the set bonus. And the last is the Tyrant Weapons. And you get these from the tier 3 hunt in Omu. Or you can trade them for the Tooth of the Tyrant. I guess this is also a drop. Either from the heroic encounter or from the tier 3 hunt, or both. I don't know yet. But I guess these are the most difficult to get of all the sets. It says at the start of combat, your damage, healing and damage resistance is increased by 1%. For each 15 seconds that you're in combat, this increases by 1%. Increases are doubled if affected by the trophy hunter buff, and the maximum is 10%. So this is basically also 10%, just like the was it this one? No, same as the Primal Weapons, which also give up to 10% bonus damage. Yes. So these are also really nice, but it just is better for longer fights, for boss fights, I guess. If you don't get hit a lot, Primal Weapons, the bonus might disappear at some point. These will stay, because you will always be in combat. So I already said that you can upgrade these. So these base ones are level 500. There is a way to exalt them, so they will go from 500 to 520 max. I haven't figured out yet how this works, but this might be related to the new masterwork recipes that we're getting. We're getting masterwork recipes 4 and 5. I still have to look at these, but they might be the way to upgrade your weapons. Another thing. In your... I lost the ring. Whatever. In your stats, in your character sheet, now we have a different overview here. So in offense and healing, it says now damage dealt, outgoing healing, critical chance, so it's all percentages now. And defensive also. So they're more grouped, so they're everything is what belongs to the same category is also put in the same category, and it's very clear what this does. I don't want to spend too much time on this because the video is already getting quite long. So there have also been some changes in the campaigns. No, this is not the campaigns. It used to be that if you want to make a key, it will go take it will take 8 hours typically. No, even 16 hours, a very long time. And after that you can pick up the key. Now if you do this task, it takes 10 seconds. Waiting. It's bugged now, but what it should do, it's taking 8 days now, I think. What it should do, it should give you the key immediately and then go on the 8-hour cooldown. But I think it was more than 8 hours. I think it was 16 hours. So that's a nice thing. If you need a key real quick, you can always, it will always be on cooldown. You can get the key whenever you need it, and then it goes back on cooldown. Another thing that has changed that a lot of people were complaining about at the start, where is the river district, this one. What it used to be is that these top tasks, resist the rituals and secure the district, they could oversaturate. So it goes up to 100, but you could actually have a lot more than 100 in here. And when you do this task, you lose everything that you had extra in this. You also lost that. So it was a very big pain in the butt because you didn't get a notification when this was full. So you had to keep looking here when to get your rewards from here. Now with mod 13 they changed it so that if you do this task and it's oversaturated, it only removes 100 of your points here. So if you have 150 in here and you take this task, you will have 50 at the end, which is nice. A little bit late, but nice. One other thing, the genie's gifts now can also purchase, wait, I can also exit here now. They can also purchase items from the Maze Engine and Storm King's Thunder. So you can speed up your, I think I have some here somewhere. Alright. If we go here, let's go to the Underdark. Actually, I have to search the vendor for a second. Alright, it was a little bit of a search, but behind Brainor Battlehammer we have this Gauntlegrim Supplier Dwarf. And if you go into the Weapons and Armor store, which is a little bit confusing, you have all the old stuff that you can buy with the Alliance supplies, but you also have this bag of Maze Engine treasures. It only costs 1 Genie's gift and you get 10 Tales of the Adventure, which will boost your Maze Engine progress quite a bit. So this is really nice if you have alternative characters that haven't done Maze Engine yet. There also is a vendor for Storm King's Thunder. I will also try to find that one and I'll be back. So I cannot find the sales merchant. I am expecting the Genie's gifts to be able to be spent in the campaign store, which is I think on every map of Storm King's Thunder, so all 4 of them. But it seems that they might have forgotten to add it. We will see it, but in the patch notes it says you can also buy campaign currency with the tooltip is also not updated yet with the Genie's gift. So yeah, that's that. I'm going to swap real quick again. So one other thing that was in the patch notes is that if you have won something in the auction house or sold something, you should not be able to delete this item because there's items in here. I cannot test it at the moment, but I guess it's also true when there's AD in here. So this is a nice thing to prevent people from accidentally deleting their items that they just bought. It's still possible to delete items from a mail that you made for yourself or sent to yourself or someone else sent to you. Only mails from NPCs and from the auction house, you cannot delete them. So this button will be disabled. So I can show you here, though you still will get this warning, but I can delete that mail. So that's all about that. Other than the changes that I mentioned, there are many bug fixes in Svartborg, Demogorgon, like if you go too quick and you kill the second round too quickly, it will bug the first round. If you get gold, you will go through automatically, things like that. Quality of life, bug fixes. FBI is fixed. Hati was buggy sometimes, that's fixed. Tiamat, when you kill him, it used to finish after the animation. So if you had a couple of seconds left when you killed Tiamat and the animation was finished after the timer, you actually lost. That's fixed, so the timer directly stopped. And Tomb of Nine Gods also has a lot of bug fixes. It's really buggy in there. One other thing about Tomb of Nine Gods, the chance for ultimate enchanting stones has been slightly increased. That's all they said about that. It's difficult to test the drop rate on that, but they say it has been increased, which is nice because you need those. And they're hard to get. Weapon enchantments have been changed, which is also a big thing. Weapon enchantments now proc one time per target per activation. So if you hit 5 targets with, for example, plant growth, it will proc on all of them one time and not on each tick of the damage over time. I don't know how much I like that, but yeah, I have to still test that. In the Lost City of Omu, I didn't really see a big decrease in power, but that might actually be because not all powers procced weapon enchantments, and they have added most of those powers to actually proc weapon enchantments now. Other than weapon enchantments, all classes have had a lot of bug fixes. You might have heard about the bug fix month in October, I think it was. There are a lot of bug fixes in them, and a lot of quality of life improvements. I cannot show it to you here, but in the guild hall at the armor merchant, you could get dragon cash of the protector, and in the tooltip it said you get 80 seals, but it actually gave you 60. So they have actually fixed that. It now gives you the 80 protector seals that it says that you should get. Another quality of life that was in the bug fix month also is that potions. Let's go to merchant real quick. Potions. And actually a lot of things, if you buy them, they used to go up to 20. Now you can buy 99. This scroll bar has been added in a lot of places, so now you don't have to buy one at a time. Let me see, is that also true for the Wondrous Bazaar? So if I want to spend something here, I want to buy these. Oh, this is so much better. So before you had to click in this, then you have to click OK, click on this again, click OK. So annoying. This is an amazing improvement. It looks so simple, but this is perfect. Yeah. Alright, so that's a great improvement. As I said, the classes, a lot of class updates is too much to mention in this video. It's too much to go over. I actually don't know super much about most of the classes. I main Hunter Ranger and that's my main thing. I know most about that character or that class. They also added the trick that we could already skip a lot of cutscenes, but some dungeons or skirmishes had cutscenes that were not skippable, which was pretty annoying. So in the Dreadring, for example, there was a very quick lair, I think Dreadspire, and it had a long cutscene which wasn't necessary, and the lair itself took about 3 minutes to run through, and the cutscene was already like 10 seconds. So it's a very nice thing that you can skip that now. In my opinion, every cutscene should be skippable. It's nice to see it once, to see the story, but not every extra time you should be able to skip that, and I think they're working towards that. I don't know if there are still cutscenes that cannot be skipped, but it's a step in the right direction. Other than that, also a lot of visual effects, character art, animations have been updated, changed, improved. It's really a lot of stuff that has been changed in this mod. As I mentioned, I will also do a video on the Lost City of Omu. I will do that in the coming days. So yeah, that's about it. As I said, I will put the patch notes in the description below. Not the patch notes, but the link to the patch notes on the official forums, because it's so much. Have a quick read through it if you think this is not sufficient. I think I took out the most important things from the patch notes. If you want to see the changes to your own class, read them in there. That might be the thing that is really important still. It's a lot. That's all I can say. So, if you have any remarks on this video or any suggestions on what to investigate next, feel free to leave a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe and share this video with people that might also like to know about this. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video.